Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Darksage Walker, and on a vote of 3-1, the theme run for today is going to be Ryu Hayabusa of Ninja Gaiden fame. And yes, I am pronouncing it right, Gaiden. It's a Japanese word, in case anyone is wondering. It's not Ninja Gaiden, it's Ninja Gaiden. Don't ever let me hear you mispronouncing it. There will be hell to pay. Probably not, but... Anyway, thank you to everyone who voted. I wanted to make sure that I didn't just go the common, like, oh, here's the two most popular ninjas. Oh, Ryu Hayabusa and Strider. You know, first of all, Death Battle already did that. And second of all, there is a new ninja face in town in the form of Impa in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Now, obviously, she didn't win, and I will be doing her theme run later, but that explains why I went the route that I did. Let's see. I think probably the best place to start would be the... Let's see, I can't remember the name of it, but it's not Living Courtyards. No, not there. I want to start at Freya's place. Is it the Chilling Dungeons? The game doesn't want to start me there. There we go. That not only front loads the difficulty, but also just gets the biggest problem that I could have out of the way. So a quick discussion of the run and how exactly it's going to work. So I took the shift robe, and yes, even though I know it doesn't have the greatest critical hit chances, it also has the best evade chance, which I think makes good sense for a ninja. It's a dark color, which makes good sense for Ryu Hayabusa's outfit, which in the NES was kind of a dark blue, and on the Xbox games, where it's more of a spectacle fighter, he wears black. So I just kind of went in between the two. So the Frost Blade will be essentially a stand-in for his katana. Even though he doesn't normally wield two swords, it's about the closest thing I could think of to being an actual sword. Then Dark Katana will actually kind of be more of a reference to his Dragon Sword. Ignition Rush is going to be essentially the art of the fire wheel, which he gets in the NES game, which allows him to send a wheel of fire diagonally upwards. There's also a version of it that just acts as a shield in later games. So that's kind of what I took Ignition Rush based off of. Starbolt is just shurikens, so there you go. And then Blazing Lariat, so the other art that I know very well is Art of the Dragonfire, which is essentially the same thing as Art of the Fire Wheel going downwards in the NES game. And I figured this would be a good representation of another kind of fire wheel art. So at this point, it's just a matter of figuring out what the rest of the run is going to consist of. And also, like I said, the difficulty is front-loaded. So I was aware that coming here would be a bit more difficult since the Frost Blades weren't going to necessarily freeze anything. And Starbolt starts at a considerable disadvantage of not getting Dark Katana's critical hit boost. There we go. But again, it makes good sense for Mr. Ninja to have these things. And another thing I always liked about Ninja Gaiden, but never really said anything about. Ooh, Razor Petals would be like the windmill shurikens. It's awfully hard to say no to that, but it also doesn't work very well with the Dark Katana build. So the question that I must ask myself is, do I care about that all that much? I guess we'll have to see what Anders has in stock for me. Oh, pardon me. Alright, just finished dinner. So I'm just a little bit on the gassy side. There we go. That could have been worse. I do admit, though, I do find Starbolt a little underwhelming, but it is about the closest thing I can think of to... Well, no, it is a Ninja Star. It's not the closest thing I can think of to replicate a Ninja Star. It is a Ninja Star. The shape, that right down to the shape, and generally how many of them you can throw at once. So one major thing about Ninja Gaiden that should be brought up, though, is that it did encompass two very different genres. On the NES, Ninja Gaiden was very much just a super hard, tough as nails platformer on the NES, of which there were 3 of them, and the flavor of difficulty all came down to a few different things: platforming and enemy placement, which was the big thing in Ninja Gaiden 1. The difficulty of the enemies in general, which was Ninja Gaiden 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 had the fairest, quote-unquote, difficulty, but you had limited continues, so if you didn't get everything just right, you only had so many chances to try to fix your mistakes. Oh, Assassin's Blade, that's perfect. Oh, I love it. I love it. See, and that now incentivizes me to actually pick up Razor Pedals, because that's now going to be boosted properly. Okay, I gotta get rid of his mobs here. They are just roasting my ass. Okay, I kind of disagree with that hitbox. Mostly because it's just very devastating to my case. Pazu's favorite hat. Well, I mean, after this screw-up I made on the challenge run, that couldn't hurt anything, right? See, having essentially the equivalent to the windmill shurikens now also makes me very much need to find the Ring of Reserves, because that would just make everything better. Oh, hello. A little extra spending money, can't hurt anything. So, what made the Xbox series of Ninja Gaiden games difficult? There's Cascading Blitz, actually. That's a very good melee critical hit engine, so if Anders isn't selling me anything incredible, I believe we always got that. And obviously, I'm going to also be looking for things like the Clover of the Crimson variety, of course. But as I had already said, the Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox was more so focused around combat, kind of like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry. A little before Bayonetta's time, but right in that same timeline. So what they did to make the Xbox games difficult was make the combat tough as nails. To give you an idea, the re-released version of the original Xbox Ninja Gaiden Black, I still haven't beaten because of those guys that throw exploding shurikens. But one of the things one of the things that was kept true between both versions of Ninja Gaiden that I found to be very interesting is the idea that Ryu is an old school ninja in a modern day world. So I guess it's very much that kind of like fish out of water thing that I find very interesting. And it's not that he's unaware of, you know, guys with guns and whatnot. He is. He's just he's a ninja through and through. He doesn't care. Perfect. And I guess that always felt really interesting to me, is that he was a ninja in modern day, and it just felt so cool. Hate those guys so much. I don't see a Crimson Clover there. Do you see a Crimson Clover there? I don't. And also, apparently, just like yesterday, I'm playing at a very poor level right now. Okay, so I think I'm going to take this because that's going to save me some money over time here. Finish this, go buy, hopefully, the Cascading Blitz. Excuse me, what? Okay, that Lancer has to go. Alright, I am not doing well. Like, I actually feel like I'm playing like with a handicap. That's just how poorly I seem to be doing right now. Seriously, leaving the second floor with 285 health, that's way too much damage to be taking. No, I need to play a little bit smarter. I know some of you have maybe rightfully pointed out that perhaps my standards are a little bit too high, but... Oh, smooth. Good job, me. And that having been said, I can't help that I hold myself to very high standards. There we go. 3 cycles, not terrible. Especially since I fully acknowledge that I did start difficulty front-loaded. Probably not even going to use that real honestly, but, you know, I have it. Yay. There we go. That was a nice aggressive use of that flame dash. I keep forgetting its name because Ignition Rush. I so infrequently use it that I just kind of forget what it's called. There we go. Oh, I see a fairy. I have no qualms in taking the ferry with me, but don't have much money. So let's see how things are looking towards the end of the floor. Perfect. A true ninja uses their environment to their advantage. So how's the stealth in Ninja Gaiden? Oh, you assume there's stealth in a ninja game? You silly people. Don't you understand? Ryu Hayabusa doesn't need stealth. Well, I mean, in cutscenes he does, but... The primary game, again, it depends on whether or not you're playing the Xbox 360 version, or the Xbox Ninja Gaiden games, or if you're playing the NES trilogy. But in either case, what you're dealing with is difficult platforming or fast-paced difficult combat. Well, I guess fast-paced is true in both cases. Alright, let's try again once I have my third ninja star. Alright, this isn't working out very well. Okay, come on. Alright, I don't think this is gonna work. I'm not getting frequent enough critical hits, and... Okay, I really need to buckle down. I am just not playing well today. I'm taking way too much damage from everything. Oh, come on! God, I hate those things! Wow, I'm actually, like, appalled at how poorly I'm performing right now. Like, this is just ridiculous. I can't seem to make it out of any fight without taking damage. And as for why that is, well, I mean, I wasn't exactly playing great yesterday either. Hence why I failed a challenge that I thought would be relatively easy. But I think what it really boils down to... Okay, yeah, no, none of that really makes a lot of sense from a build. You could, you know, help me upgrade things I already have. That would be nice. I don't think it's asking too much. Alright, well, we'll definitely take a little bit of Sylvan assistance. I think what it just boils down to is I'm not putting a lot of focus where it should be being put on. I'm trying to be too aggressive. Like, there's a time to be aggressive. There's a time to just sit back and be like, I need to avoid taking incoming damage. And right now, I'm way too focused on one without being very focused on the other. Sometimes the best idea is to retreat and lure your enemies into a trap. Which, admittedly, is an issue I'm having on Skull the Hero Slayer as well, as I'm so focused on just trying to smash my enemies that I'm not putting a lot of focus on dodging attacks like I should be for a game of that nature. So things are hitting me which shouldn't be because I'm just trying to bunch up enemies and just smash them in the face as much as possible. sometimes the right idea is just to sit back, wait for your enemy to take an action, and then go in and make a move for yourself. Like, as you can see, reminding myself of how best to clear the game is not helping. I am just playing like complete garbage. But I also will openly say that room, I hate that room. It's like the game is, like, no matter what build you're working with, when you hit that room, you are in trouble. Because if you're working at a close range build, you need to wait for the enemies to come in to hit you, in which case now they're within range, but hey, guess what? You're in their range too. So there's no reprieve there. And if you're working at a ranged build, you don't have enough room to set some distance between you and them. I don't know, that room is just a complete nightmare. And this on top of a run where I'm already kind of underperforming, and, well, you can see where a little bit of anxiety is coming from. Also keep in mind I've made reference to the idea that I feel I need to be playing better at times. Like, maybe when I probably shouldn't have been, but also keep in mind, I am trying to make a good performance of the whole thing. Like, I want these to be entertaining for you to watch, and I would be remiss in my duty if I didn't do that, well. So being at 135 health on floor 4, technically 5, is not a good look. And also being held back on my upgrades is not helping me out either. Like, I could just keep making excuses for myself, but I would rather try to look for a way to improve rather than making excuses. And right now, the best way to improve is to take things a little bit slower. And also, enemies that don't have the equivalent of hit scan hitboxes would be nice too. Like, if we could just not have those stupid buzzsaw enemies in the game anymore, I would be delighted. I'd be pleased as punch. Oh, finally, she lets me upgrade some of my stuff. I should have waited to pick that up. Because I could have used that as a means by which to get something from Dr. Song. Now I'm kind of left out in the lurch a little bit. On the other hand, So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to... Alright, because I desperately need Dr. Song's help. Like, I would love to pick up a second fairy companion, but I cannot do that right now because I am in big trouble. There we go. Messy prescription, what does that do? Increased healing from all sources. That's going to be very helpful because apparently I need that more than I need even my fairy friends. Because I suck. Neatly encompassing, by the way, how I played Ninja Gaiden. It was something along the lines of, wow, I suck. Like, to give you guys an idea, I still haven't beaten the original Ninja Gaiden, and that is a chapter that I need to go back and complete. A chapter of my gaming life, I should say. Oh, lovely. Ah, curses. Okay, so not having a great time against the bosses, but once again, I think it can be easily boiled down to I haven't found really anything that's doing a good job at improving my DPS. I mean, have I even picked up that many relics? No, not really. Very few of them have anything to do with improving my DPS, so... As you can see, this is another run that's going not so smoothly. Okay, wow, this room is horrible. Okay, can we stop with the most difficult rooms in the game? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now, expect this run to be a loss too, because the way things are going, I am just getting nowhere. Maybe what this is a sign of is that I need to not use Ignition Rush and Starbolt ever again. Oh, have you finally decided to upgrade my Frostblades? Gee, thanks. Now that I'm near goddamn dead. I might also decide to take Burn Cycle. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. And that's... Burn Cycle is less about... Hey, can you not, please? Burn Cycle would be less about the original, like, NES Ryu Hayabusa, and more like, you know, Xbox era Ryu Hayabusa, where it's more about character-focused combat than anything else. What in the world? Oh my god, could I be performing any worse? Like, this is awful. Like, I hate to keep drawing attention to it, but I can't get out of any room without taking damage. And it goes along with one of the big reasons why I don't like Starbolt, though, and it's because the way this game works, it's very difficult to take just a single target damage like that. Good lord. Like, anything that isn't helping you control space is just a waste. That's why I don't like Starbolt. Like, I'm happy I had Pazu's favorite hat, but I'm also a little upset that I had to use it. I don't know, maybe this is a grave that I've dug for myself. Like, a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. Maybe the problem is I'm not using Starbolt enough. But I mean, I doubt it. I only took it because it fits, you know, the whole Ninja Ryu Hayabusa thing so well. And yet, using it is making me feel like, even more so than before, this is just kind of a waste. Alright, I see where I'm supposed to go, I think. Still looking for that Crimson... Oh, there it is, Crimson Clover. Oh, as well as the wand that I wanted on the last run. Gee, thanks a lot. Alright, now I'll take the Puffy Parka. Oh, that was not smart. And Jade Chakra Locket. Okay, again, nice, but I mean, it's hard for me to just turn away from how. Look at it, 600 damage on one floor. Oh my god. Okay, so from now on, I need you guys to do me a favor, okay? Anytime I think about taking Starbolt for a run, slap me, like, as hard as you can. Like I said, the problem might be that I'm not using Starbolt enough. But it seems to me like, you know, I've been doing what I could with it. Which the answer, of course, to that is not much. You have way too much health. Yeah, I'll take the luxury handbag. The extra 10% couldn't hurt anything. Everything else there had a little bit too much of a downside for me to take effectively. Cinnamon dots are good, but I also want to see if I can upgrade the bubble slaps. Which, of course, I can't because Iris hates me. It's alright, if you haven't noticed right now, I kind of hate myself a little bit. A little bit of self-loathing going into this because I should be doing better than this. I don't know, maybe some of you have had better... Do I have a wind? No, I don't. I could unlock that if it wasn't... Oh, here we go, another room full of enemies that only throw crap and do that. Just cover the entire room. I don't understand, like, is it just that I suck? Like, am I really just doing that poorly? Maybe I need to take a couple of runs unrecorded just to relearn how to play the game. Okay. So I will take this. Then, depending on how the fight here goes, I might go back and try to get the Sidewinder's badge, because it is possible to score a lot of hits with this. Alright, that could have gone worse. Yeah, I'll take the Sidewinder's badge, what the hell. I'm gonna try to put that messy prescription to good use in this run by needing it to save my sorry ass so much. So I kind of want to hear from you guys. The trouble I've been having, have I just been running into some of the most difficult rooms? Or am I playing, like, really weirdly? It could be either one. Oh my goodness. Like, in my eyes, I'm just playing really poorly. And once again, not all that dissimilar to playing Ninja Gaiden. I just can't do it. This really sucks. And if the answer to my inquiry isn't that I'm just playing really poorly and just suck nuts, then you tell me what you think the problem is. Because it could also just be that, you know, I'm just not getting the right proper use out of Star Bolts. Oh yeah, that's another embarrassing hits. Or it could also be that Starbolt just isn't doing enough to control space. Which is kind of my explanation for things, is that Starbolt just isn't doing enough to control space. Okay. So, against all odds, we're actually going to be going into this last fight with a decent amount of health. I'm surprised. You can see Sidewinder's badge is doing a lot of good there. There we go. Okay, so now let's see if I can beat Master Sura without, you know, well, maybe not without screwing up, but see if I can maybe not screw up the entire fight. Hey. Oh my goodness, are you serious now? Missed 2 cycles? Yay, I did it! Lame. Hey, I actually beat him. Alright. After my failed challenge attempt, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to. And considering the difficulty that I had getting through the friggin' floors. So, there you go. I wasn't really talking much about Ryu Hayabusa because I was more focused on not dying myself. I apologize for that. I just stunk it up. But, again, on that note, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh and judgmental on myself. Oh, maybe the problems are warranted, but again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also in the comments will be the links to my social media. I don't do a lot of social media, but they'll all be there. And again, I appreciate you guys coming to spend your free time with me. It really does mean a lot to me, and I enjoy doing this for you guys. So, again, let me know how things are going, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.